I'm Sabin, and welcome to my survival video. I'm going to teach you how to survive in the Tasmanian bushland. So, the first thing you want to do is make a signal for help so that planes and helicopters can see from above. This can either be by making an SOS signal with sticks, leaves and logs, or you could use something shiny and reflect sunlight to the planes and helicopters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an SOS signal for planes and helicopters. I'll get started on that now. So now I'm just going to go find some logs and trees to make my SOS signal. You want to make the signal as high as possible so it gives the planes and helicopters a better chance to see it. So now I've finished my SOS, and here it is. O and then the other S. So the next thing you want to do is make a shelter, and I've just made a small teepee shelter that should keep me nice and warm and dry for the night. And I've just used small pieces of wood like this and covered it with ferns and leaves just to make it a bit more waterproof. So next thing I'll do is I'll build a fire to keep me nice and warm. How I made this shelter was I found a branch and it had fallen down and it's gone all the way down and into that little fork just in there and out here. So what I did, I just got sticks and leaned them up against it, used ferns and stuff to keep it nice and waterproof. So now what I'm going to do is make a fire. What I've done is I've got some paper, some stringy bark from the trees around here, and I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like this, and you just take the bark off, and it's very fine underneath, and it's good for starting fires. I've got my flint and steel, and I'm just going to try and start a fire. So now we have our fire, and we're just inside our hut. It's pretty nice. Next thing we want to do is find water. What I'm going to do now is find water. As you can see down there, there is a gully. That is where I'm going to most likely find water. So I'm going to travel down there and see what I can find. Now what I'm going to do is find water. As you can see, down there is a gully. That is where I have the best chance of finding water, as water runs downhill. Remember, if you travel anywhere, make sure you mark the trees or the track so you know which way to come back so you don't get lost. I'm now at the bottom of the gully and I've found a small creek, but I'm not sure whether the water is safe to drink, so I'll have a look around and see if I can find some running parts. I've found a running part of the stream which I'm going to drink from, but if you can't find a part that's running and it's just stagnant water, make sure you take some back to your camp and boil it before you drink it. Now that I've had a drink, I'm right to head back up to camp. Now remember how I marked the trees? I'll just follow them back and then hopefully I shouldn't get lost. How I mark the trees is I peeled off a bit of the bark and left it hanging. So if I follow this, I should be able to go from tree to tree. So what I've done is I've cut off the hem off my shirt and I'm going to catch a wallaby hopefully. So I'm going to make a snare. What I've done is tied a strong knot, a strong loop in the end, and I'm going to get the other end and tie it through. And there we have the snare. So the wallaby will run along its track and it will get caught in there. And the other end it will tie to a tree. And so I'll demonstrate here. So you would tie it and then sit it on some ferns across the wallaby track, and the wallaby would come along and then it would get caught, and then you would check it and hopefully you would catch them. So now that I've got my snare set up, it should be ready, but I'm not actually going to leave it here because it is illegal. It is something you would only do in a survival situation. Now that I'm back at camp, I should be able to get a good night's sleep and wake up in the morning and then survive one more day.